Hello, what is up everybody? In today's video we have the must-have bronze badges in NBA 2K20 per category. I'm going to show 3 per category and then 2 extra sleeper ones per category as well. So we have the top 5 bronze badges to must-have in NBA 2K20 for finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive. Let's get straight into the video. Alright, first up we have the finishing badge category. These are the top 3 finishing badges that you must have on bronze. Remember, I'm putting 3 badges per category. So first up, we have the bronze badges for finishing. Firstly, we're looking at consistent finisher. Consistent finisher helps you make mistimed layups. So if you can't make the layup perfectly every single time, you release it a little bit early, this badge will help the layup go in. So this is why it's a must-have bronze badge, because a lot of people can't time their layups because mostly they don't have shot meter on, right? So when you have no shot meter on, you got to guess the timing of your layup. So with this one, if you time it poorly, it's going to go in more times than not. Probably gives you like a 20-25% increase just with bronze. Maybe even, I might be over-exaggerating a little bit. It might be 10 to 15% of the increase of the shot going in, and an early release or a late release consistent like layup. It's going to help it go in more times than not, and that's why I highly recommend putting it on bronze. Higher than that's pretty much a waste. That's why I really just think people put it on bronze for any build, really, in my opinion. Next up, we're looking at Pro Touch, which does the opposite of what consistent finisher does. It helps you make layups that are really good timed, and it gives you the shot attribute whether it's slightly early or slightly late. This one's for slightly late. It's for like late and early releases. This one's for slightly early and slightly late releases. That's why I like to have both on, just in case you have a slightly early layup and you want it to go in, and it's still a little bit contested because remember, you're going to still have your contact finisher on, you're going to have your giant slayer on, you're going to have your relentless finisher on. So you're going to have them 4 badges combined with these 4. That's why I highly recommend having these on bronze, because you don't really need to push up higher than that. And they can work on any build, and it'd be great for any build as well, for any situation. Consistent finisher and Pro Touch. The next badge I want to talk about is Lob City Finisher. Remember, you could put this in Hall of Fame, but I really think that bronze gives a great improvement, because remember, you want to get rep. This is the only way to really get rep, is catching lobs. So it improves the player to successfully catch an alley-oop in traffic. So if you want to catch the alley-oop in traffic or open, because a lot of people have Intimidator on, right? You know what, Hall of Fame Intimidator, you're going to miss the dunk more times than not off the alley-oop. Happens to me a lot of times with my interior force, but with Lob City Finisher, at least bronze, it's going to help you tip the scales in your favor and make that contested alley-oop layup or contested dunk. That's why I highly recommend having that on bronze. They are the top 3 bronze badges for every build. Now I'm going to put 2 sleeper ones for center and guard. So for guard, I'm going to highly recommend you guys putting on Acrobat. Now remember with Acrobat, if you accidentally hold X or square and you accidentally tap it again, it's going to give you that weird animation. It's going to make it like, it's an acrobatic layup. It's going to miss all the time. But if you have Acrobat on, that shot's going to go more times than not. That's why I highly recommend putting it on for guards. Now for centers, either pick and roller or put back boss. Put back boss is going to help you when you get the rebound. You pump fake, put the ball back up. Going to increase the chance of making the shot in traffic or anything off the rebound. Now pick and roller increases the shot percentage as the roller in the pick and roll, and also increases your speed going to the hoop off the pick and roll. That's why I highly recommend people putting that one on as well. Next we have the shooting badge category. Now for the shooting badge category, I've talked about this badge so much. Clutch shooter, yes, yes, yes. Clutch shooter on bronze. Every single time that I am down in a game or up and hitting that game winner, this will increase my percentage of making that shot, or them shots. So it's overpowered, man. I can't say much more than this. It helps you, gives you a large boost in hitting clutch shots. If you are struggling in nervous moments, you're in wages, stuff like that, and you're down and want to get back in the game, this badge is for you guys. Put it on bronze and it will change your life forever. Trust me on that, man. Highly recommend everyone putting clutch shooter on. It's my favorite badge in the game, possibly, because I love it so much. Next, we're going to look at slippery off ball. Slippery off ball, when attempting to get open off screens, the player effectively negates through traffic. So when someone's setting screens on you, you want to get through the screens, it's slippery off ball, right? So if you're off the ball, slipping through people's like off ball screens, or they're sitting there holding LT on you in the paint when no one's even shooting, it's not really a box out, you can slip through that, you can slip through people's off ball screens, stuff like that. So it's really great for centers, and it can also work for like small forwards, stuff like that. It can obviously work for a point guard. If you have like 30 shooting badges and you have nowhere to put it on bronze. Bronze slippery off ball will work out. It's basically just for centers, basically, and small forwards, as I said, but it can work on point guards and shooting guard because it's going to help you get off the ball more effectively and more quickly. Next, we got to have a look at tireless shooter. Now, you guys know tireless shooter, okay? But I really think it doesn't give you much of a buff after bronze. Tireless shooter bronze gives you a buff that helps you make when you have no stamina, right? It's going to be a smaller penalty when you are open or contested anything with no stamina. So I highly recommend putting it on a bronze. I wouldn't put it higher than that unless you have 30 shooting badges, as I said, or 40 if you're a legend. I wouldn't highly recommend putting it on higher than that because it's going to help you make the shots when you have no stamina anyway, and tireless shooter is great for that. Now, two ones I want to talk about for centers and point guards. Now, for point guards, I know people love hot start, but with hot start bronze, it's really all you need. I wouldn't highly recommend putting it on higher than that because hot start, it gives you for every shot made after the beginning of the game, it gives you a shot attribute until you miss the first shot. So if you don't want to waste too many badges, put hot start on bronze. That can work for centers and point guards. So, and then the next one for centers, we'll look at pick and popper. Pick and popper is going to help you when you set a screen and roll to like the 3-point line mid-range. It's going to help you increase the shot going in. That's why I highly recommend putting that on for centers and this one for guards. Let's go into the playmaking section of NBA 2K20. Now, the playmaking section I have a must-have bronze badge is needle threader. I put this on every single build, doesn't matter what build it is. I must have needle threader on bronze. So if you're playing against people that know how to read lanes, stuff like this, okay? If you have needle threader on and they have interceptor, it's going to bounce off their hand and make sure it go out of bounds. So if you see people, when you go for the intercept, you're like, why didn't they get the steal? Because needle threader. Now, needle threader, when passing through a tight window between the defenders, a boost is given to the player's passing ability. So he's going to throw it harder, stronger. It's going to go through people's spam. If they're doing this, and they're trying to get the steal, that's all people do, really. Spam X in this game, that's all they really do. So when you're passing it, it's going to go past the spamming X, bounce off the hand, out of bounds if it does happen. That's why I highly recommend putting on. It's going to throw through tight spaces, anything like that. I love this badge. Next, we have bailout. So with bailout, it increases the chances of successfully completing a pass from mid-air. This badge works out tremendous for anyone. I didn't really see much of a boost from bronze to Hall of Fame. I tried a Hall of Fame, didn't give me much of a boost. But with bronze, it gave me the exact same boost as Hall of Fame did, in my opinion. So if you're trying, like you shoot by accident, right? And you want to pass out, bailout will help you pass it out. If you want to get, like if people are double teaming you as well. So if you're getting double teamed and you press A or X, it's going to pass out and get to the defender or your teammate more effectively. It's not going to go out of bounds or anything like that. So it helps you with double team or shooting in midair. You take a shot that you didn't want to, take a layup or dunk that you didn't want, so you can pass it to your teammate. Stuff like that. That's why I like bailout as a bronze badge. Next, we have Lob City Passer. Now, you guys know Lob City Passer. It's another way you can only really get rep in this game, which is pretty dumb in my opinion, but Lob City Finish is going to improve the chance of completing a successful alley-oop pass. So you remember with Formula, Boot Camp, stuff like that, with any event, you're going to throw a lot of lobs because people just lob for lob. You do need Lob City Finisher. Now, put it on bronze because you don't want to waste all your attributes. Or your badge points, sorry. So bronze Lob City Passer will be tremendous for any build. That's why I highly recommend putting on there for anyone because it's going to help you make them tough alley-oop layups, alley-oop dunks, alley-oop passes, sorry, stuff like that. Next, we have the slept-on ones. For centers, you want to put your break starter on because when you get the rebound, it improves a player's ability to make effective outlet passes after grabbing a rebound. Obviously, when you grab a rebound on the threes, you want to be able to pass it all the way down the court, and that's why I highly recommend putting on bronze break starter. It will help you out tremendously, man. Don't worry about that. Next, we're going to have a look at ankle breaker. Now, ankle breaker, since tight handles is gone, right? Tight handles is no longer a useful badge. Switch to ankle breaker. Now, have it on bronze at least, especially if it's the playmaking badge. Put it on Hall of Fame and them actually can get it. Because with ankle breakers, if you do a step back, stuff like that, it's going to break their ankles. You see all these YouTubers making these effective ankle breakers? That is the badge you want to put on, okay? Ankle breaker at the max or at least bronze. Trust me. Next, we have the defensive badges. I'm just going to quickly change build. Alright, now we have the defensive badges. The top 3 defensive badges. We have Chase Down Artist. Now, hear me out this one, okay? Chase Down Artist on bronze is the highest you want to have it, okay? For point, it even works on point guards, shooting. It works on any build. Now, Chase Down Artist raises the chance of getting a chase down block in NBA 2K20 to boost the speed and leaping ability of the player. So if you want to have that, so if you like running at the half court and they're going for a dunk, and you're a pure 7'3" inside center, right? you could most likely not get to them and chase them down and get the block. If you're a point guard doing 1v1s and you're against like a pure slasher, chase down artists is going to help you get them blocks. Or at least get them heavily contested ones, because you got Intimidator on a max you can go, right? So with Intimidator max dose you can go, with Chase Down Artist, and you have Rim Protector as well, it's going to help you out get that Chase Down block. And that's what I highly recommend putting on Bronze Chase Down Artist. The next one I want to talk about is Tireless Defender. Yes, Tireless Defender, okay? Reduces energy loss when exerting effort on defense. Now, allows defenders to play defense more aggressively without losing energy at the same rate as a normal player. So if you love to hold the sprint button down and run around, or hold LT and RT, because holding LT and RT together, right, helps you play defensive more effectively, because you're going to keep up with your defender and you still have your crab animation. So you put that on. If you want to do that, LT and RT, or L1, it's LT and RT, L2 and R2, I'm sorry. Through that, with Tireless Defender, it's going to help you not lose as much stamina when defending that player. That's why I highly recommend putting on Tireless Defender. So if you have no stamina on defense, you can still keep up with the player and defend them effectively. Next, we're going to have a look at is the badge called Worm. Now with Worm, it allows rebounders to swim or spin out of box outs. When boxed out, rebounders have more success swimming around and getting into successful rebounding position. So if you're a center and sick and tired of getting boxed out and you can't do anything about it, put on Run so you can swim around that and get to the position, okay? So someone's boxing you out before they even shoot the ball. I hate this when people do this. Before they even shoot the ball, they're boxing you out at the 3-point line. Like, what are you doing? So if you want to do that, you can slip around them with your 99 strength, or any like a 70+ strength. You can slip around their box out, especially if they have it bronze, and negates the box and slips around it and gives you position to get the rebound every single time. But if you can put it on the max, you can. If you can't, put it on bronze at least, because it's going to help you out tremendously for centers and anyone who's like the primary rebounder. It's going to help you out. Now, two slept-on ones I want to talk about. It's Defensive Leader. Now, Defensive Leader is like Floor General. It gives a +1 to all defensive stats on the court. And remember, defense is a highly slept-on maneuver in this game. That's why I like to put on Defensive Leader if I have bronze, because lifts the defensive abilities of teammates when on court. Also, the Hall of Fame concedes potential shot percentages from opposing players. So I highly recommend putting Defensive Leader to give that +1 to all your teammates' stats on the defensive end. Now, the next one I want to talk about, this one, Interceptor, okay? You want to have this as high as you can, but if you cannot, I highly recommend putting on bronze, because you want to read the lanes. This is the badge you want to read the lanes and get them steals every single time, okay? Interceptor is a great badge. I would highly recommend putting on as high as you can, but if you can't, put it on bronze. But that is today's video. If this helped you out at all, please drop that like, guys. It'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new. Videos on the screen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, bros.